Okay, let's stop here. Do you know what a tragedy is? A tragedy? A what? Yeah, it's a story. It's a story that has a sad ending. Yeah. It's a story where sad things happen to people, and in the history of drama, both in Asian drama, whether it's Thai opera or Chinese opera, or in English drama, you know, the plays that Shakespeare wrote, the great English dramatist, they wrote either comedies or tragedies. Comedies are stories that have happy endings. Tragedies are stories that have unhappy endings. And some playwrights only write comedies because they think that all life has a happy ending. And some playwrights only write tragedies because they think all life only has unhappy endings.
Teacher, which one do you like, comedies or tragedy?
Well, that's a serious question. My favorite dramatist is William Shakespeare, the English dramatist. You probably haven't heard of him, but he's an English dramatist of about 400 years ago. Now, I like both his comedies and his tragedies. I liked his tragedies because he tells stories about the way life as we experience it really is. And it gives us insight into human behavior, the way people are, sometimes at their best and sometimes at their worst. You know, but he, and so a tragedian, a person who writes tragedies, writes about life as he or she experienced it. Now, but I also like some of his comedies because a person shouldn't read sad stories all the time. You know, you should. Yeah. So, my answer to your question is I like both. Okay, so now we're at something wonderful happened. Can you start there for us, please?
Something wonderful happened. Nilima's mother died a month later. Nilima asked me to come and live in the flat, but the caddy continued to pay for Selim's room in the car. Nilima began to go out more often. Sometimes she did not return at night. I was sure that she had a lover. Perhaps she would get married soon. One evening, she said to me, "Dam, I want you to stay at the house tomorrow. Just for one night." "Why, Madam?" I asked. "Don't ask questions." She said, "Just do it." She told me to do this 3 times in the next 3 months. I felt sure that her lover visits her when I was away one morning. I left the child very early and went back to Nilima's flat. At 6 o'clock, the door opened and a man came out. He was tall and he was wearing blue jeans and a white out. He was tall and he was wearing blue jeans and a white shirt. He had some money in one hand and some car keys in the other. I knew his fate. Where had I seen him? I could not remember exactly. I went into the flat at 7:00 as sure as usual.
Usual.
Then I saw Nelima and I was shocked. There were bushes all over her flat and she had a bad eye. Madam, I cried, what has happened to you? It is nothing to worry about, Ram, she said. I feel from my bed and hurt and hurt myself. I did not believe her. I knew that the man I saw leaving the flat had done this to her. After that day, Nelima because suddenly quiet. One morning I saw her with a bad eye again. Who is doing this to you? I asked her. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "That is a man." In my life, sometimes I think that he loves one. Sometimes I think that he hates me. Why don't you leave him? I asked. It is not that easy, he said.
Okay, let's stop there. That's all the time we have. A couple of words that we probably want to make sure we understand. Everyone knows what usual means? Usual? Usual, and it has several vowels in it, so usual. We said usual. And usual means typical, normal, everyday, you know. And then if we want to say that something is abnormal or not usual, we simply say unusual. Now, let's practice two different words here. Hate. If you hate something, you just can't stand it. That's a long A. Hate. This is what we call a short A. Hat. So, one of the things that we can remember is that when you see a word that ends in E, probably, not always, but probably, we're going to make that a long A. Hate. Let me give you another example. You know what a gate is. You know, you open a gate, like a fence, and you open the gate. So, see that E there? So how are we going to say the A? Gate. So when we see the E, we know to say a long A. If you don't see the E, then it would be a short A, gat. Although that's not a word. But, okay, we're out of time. And we will pick up, somebody mark our place for us. Let's see, where were we? Yeah, at the middle of page 29. We'll stop there, okay? and then we will pick up tomorrow.
This book,
Or day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. Yes, Nat.
teacher, this book has 80, about 90 pages. We read only 2 pages per one. When we finish this book,
When will we finish it?
because this book has about 90 pages, but we only study 2 pages per one.
Well,
When we finish,
we'll finish it before I leave. Yeah, we will. We'll finish before I leave.
before you leave, finish before you leave.
Yeah. About the same time I leave, we'll finish it. So, Jürgen Mai, Krop.
Teacher, the answer. Please tell me the answer.
Oh,
You skip.
well, you want me to put those in? Now, who? But remember, you could also say whom, because girl refers to she.